What's up, guys? The random man named Sam here to bring you guys an episode 12 review of the Inbetweeners, the last episode of the first season, or worst case scenario, the last episode of this U.S. adaptation. So, yeah, I'm just gonna jump right into the review. And before I jump into the review, fair warning: this video is most likely going to be more than 5 minutes long. I'm hope this video is at least not under, but a little over 10 minutes, like say about 11 to 15 minutes. Because after I, review the episode, I'm also going to briefly talk about the series overall as a whole. And, yeah. So, the review, uh, really great episode. There are some parts in this episode, and I know I might get flack for this, considering how, the UK version has, the UK fan base for the original version, it so it's very large, and when they look at this version, they just write it off as a just a complete um damn what's a word I can use for this? Write it off as write it off as like an abomination. But to be honest, this is my opinion, so you know I thought, there were some parts in this episode that were handled way better in the original version of this episode, because this episode was adapted from season 1, episode 6 of the original. And pretty much the main thing that I thought was handled way better in this version than the UK was the Simon confession. Because in the original, like, I was getting so hyped when I was watching that episode. I'm like, oh shit, Simon's finally gonna confess to Carly. And then, like, Carly, she was having issues with her boyfriend, and then, like, he was like, and then Simon was like, Carly, I got something to say to you. And then she's like, what you got to say to me? I've already had a shitty day as it is. And then, like, and then he was up on stage, and then, like, the dude fucking choked, and I'm like, and he's like, oh, it's nothing. And I'm just like, fuck! Like, seriously, I was so fucking pissed I don't know why. When I think about it now, I seriously don't know why I was that pissed off, considering how this is, a comedy show. But still, like, I was so pissed off when he wimped out. Like, because there was like so much build up, and then, like, he fucking just, threw it all away, and just, oh man, like, god damn, that just aggravated me. But in this version, he but in the U, but in the U.S. version, Simon literally was going to literally tell her how he felt about Carly. Like, if it weren't for Mr. Gilbert, saying like, "Oh, our librarian died," let's give it some moment of silence. I like that better, because honestly, if he told her then, it really wouldn't have been the best time to do that, considering how Carly was, crying her ass out just because, her favorite librarian died. So yeah, and then when he got on stage to sing the fucking song, like, he was literally gonna fucking say, even though he really should have fucking, said that, oh, this song is dedicated to Carly. He literally poured his heart and soul into that song. If it weren't for fucking Bobby coming up and making out with her, then, like, then he would have literally gotten Carly. So in my opinion, the Simon confession was handled way better in this version compared to the original UK version. Uh, so so yeah, that's pretty much the main one that I really wanted to talk about. Everything else was solid. Um, I love how they, like, that that God, what's his name? Jay just kept getting like picked on because he was trying to get back with Bree, even though Bree's still in middle school, and she's not, and only high school students are allowed to go to homecoming, even though for some weird reason Todd and her and Bree were able to go. I don't know. Well, anyway, but Jay, though, my man Jay, he was busting a move, like, and I love how that, like, Mr. Gilbert, like, gave off that serious speech, and he literally thought that the dude actually is, actually cares, but in fact he was actually fucking drunk. But Jay, though, he was busting a move, like, and oh, the music in this episode was on point. It was fucking on point. Like, if for anyone who watched the episode, please tell me in the comment section below what was the name of that song that was played during when when um when Jay was busting a move because I just that song is that song is literally stuck in my head right now. You spin my head right now, leave me go. Like that song is on point. Now the music in this episode was on point, but then again, it's a fucking dance, so I would assume that they would have the writers would have to step up their A game on in terms of music selection for this dance episode. Yeah. But Jay was Jay. Oh, he fucking killed the dance floor, man. And it pretty much kind of showed that Bree, actually might still have feelings for him, concerning like when she was watching Jay dance, like Todd was getting all jealous, and he tried to put his hand around her, and like fucking Bree was like, bitch, like fucking swatted his hand away. I'm like, oh shit, like so yeah. But other than that, really solid episode. Just goddamn, I'm really gonna miss this show. Like, it's like I think I said this before in my episode, either my episode one review or episode two review, that I wouldn't be surprised if this show gets picked up for a second season. But looking at the ratings so far, like yeah, pretty much looking at the ratings this show has got by each episode, like I'm really hoping they will get a second season. I really do hope MTV renews this for a second season. I hope it because I mean I'm not saying because if you can go on Wikipedia and search up the Inbetweeners US version to look at the ratings, and those ratings are pretty much legit considering how the, next to the rate the number in terms of millions, there's a footnote so there's actually an official source where the ratings were um, based on or rather came from. So I mean, because I've seen the ratings, like they're not bad, but at the same time they're not spectacularly good. Because if the ratings were spectacularly good, then I'm pretty sure MTV would have said by now that oh, we picked up the Inbetweeners for for a second season. Because shows that do that well, they would usually get some sort of announcement during the first season's run that we acquired more episodes for this series. So yeah, but I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see because oh man, because of that episode, I really want a second season. If possible, a third season. And I think asking for a third season may be that much, considering how not many people watch it, considering how it's shown late. It's shown like around 10:30 ish, but and yeah, and you would have to take into consideration, fans of the UK version have somewhat have an influence. Well, let me rephrase that. Americans who are fans of the UK version, but have access to watch the American version, might have influence on that too, considering how they probably just dropped it at episode 1 or 2, considering how it's like they look at this version and it's like MTV literally raped the original UK version. So yeah, man. But I don't know. I really do hope this this gets picked up for a second season. So I hope the episode not the episode the ratings are good for this episode, because the ratings for the first episode were like I think 91 million, and then the ratings after that were like in the 5 millions. I think there was like 2 episodes. I don't remember the exact episode numbers that were that were like 65, but I think it was, I don't remember. I'll have to look at it, but yeah, really do hope this show gets picked up for a second season, because I believe MTV also adapted another UK show. I believe it was Skins. I think that was the name of the show. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I heard that didn't really do too well. So, but I do hope this show did better than Skins. So, but yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna miss this show. I still have yet to see the UK the movie. I've seen all 3 seasons of the original TV series of the Inbetweeners, but I have but I haven't seen the movie. I'll probably get back. I'll probably get to that like probably like during winter break because right now I'm pretty busy with reviewing for final exams and midterms. So, um, yeah. So, oh man, just I'm really gonna miss this show. But I guess that's pretty much all I gotta say because me personally I felt as though I there were some other things I wanted to say, but I just can't think of it. So I'm just gonna end off the review here. Thank you guys for watching. What are your thoughts on this episode? Do you hope this show gets picked up by a second season? Gets picked up for a second season? And oh yeah, the funny thing is, I looked at my stats, and apparently I don't know why. I mean, maybe because you know this is an in-betweeners related video, but most of the views in my in-betweener episode reviews come from the UK. So that makes me wonder whether or not this show is airing in the UK. I doubt it is, but if it is, I'll be very shocked. But I don't know. I don't know. I just felt like pointing that out. Yeah, just putting that out there. But yeah. So anyway, this was a pretty good adaptation. I wouldn't say. Let me rephrase that. It's an okay adaptation. It's not god awful like other people make it seem, but at the same time, it's not really that great because again, the beginning, in my opinion, wasn't the best. Um, Considering how they were pretty much working with material that were like, you know, that was just like it goes pretty much. It just goes back to what can and cannot be shown on U.S. television in comparison to the UK to like the UK. Um, because again, if they can't like it would be they just can't because the UK can get away with so much shit. They can show ass, they can show tits, but in America we can't do that. So yeah, so you really can't blame MTV for not adapting it very closely to the original because again, there's so much shit and that we can't that can't be shown on U.S. television, especially and even the slang that's in the original UK version, like fanny, um, birds, uh, twat, wanker, like all it really doesn't translate well over. It wouldn't really translate well if they just kept it in this version. So, yeah, hence bus turds against bus wankers. But anyway, I'm done talking. Thank you guys for watching. Leave any comments below regarding this episode. And yeah, this is it for now, hopefully. So see you guys later.